हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, वेलकम टू कॉन्सेप्ट क्लासेस। तो आज का हमारा टॉपिक है एनिमल क्लासिफिकेशन पार्ट 2। ठीक है, अभी हम लोग इसमें क्या पढ़ने वाले, क्राइटेरिया फॉर न्यू सिस्टम ऑफ क्लासिफिकेशन। सो इन दिस न्यू सिस्टम देर आर वेरियस टाइप्स ऑफ क्राइटेरियाज विच आर स्पेसिफिकली arranged in order to classify the different types of organisms into different types of classes. Now what are these criterias? Let's study about these criterias. First is grades of organization. See on page number 64. Now what is grade of organization? Let us see. Body of animals is made up of cells. Body of animal is made up of cells. This is common knowledge. In case of multicellular animals, many cells are performing different functions in their body, while in unicellular animals, as their body is made up of single cell, all functions are performed by same cell only. Body organization of unicellular animal is referred as protoplasmic grid organization. Okay, now let's see what is given in the first paragraph. Criterias. The first one is grade of organization. Grade of organization. Okay, now in grade of organization there are two types of organisms. First, multicellular. Second, unicellular. And now we are talking about the body of grade of organization. Okay, now in multicellular there are various types of different types of cells, more than 2 cells. Okay, and each and every cells performs specific functions, but in unicellular cell there is only one cell which performs all the function. Okay, all performs function, all cells perform specific functions. Only one cell performs all the function. Only one cell performs all the functions. And unicellular cells are known as protoplasmic cells. Protoplasmic cells. Okay, or you can say protoplasmic grade organization. Okay, grade organization. In this way we can classify the two types of cells. Okay, now let's see on next paragraph. In case of multicellular animals, if tissues are not formed, their body organization is called as cellular grade organization. And in multicellular animals, if tissues are not formed, if tissues are not formed, then it is known as cellular grade organization. Cellular grade organization. Okay, and its example is porifera. Okay, next, in case of some animals, cells come together to form tissues with the help of which all the body functions are performed. In cases of some animals, different types of cells. In multicellular organisms, obviously different types of cells come together and form a particular part which is known as tissue, which performs specific functions. Okay, such animals show cell tissue grade organization, and these animals which come together and form these cells which come together and form tissues are known as tissue grade organization. Example, animals from phylum Cnidaria. Flatworms show tissue organ grade organization. In this type of organization, tissues are organized to form some organs. However, complete organ systems are not formed. And the another type of organization is tissue organ grade organization. Here we have learned about the tissue organization, where different types of cells come together and form a tissue, and now we are learning about the tissue organ grade organization, in which different types of tissues come together and form a particular organ, but it is not completely formed, but still it is known as tissue organ grade organization. Okay, its example is given flat forms. Okay, now let's see our next topic. Our next topic is body symmetry. Our next criteria is body symmetry. There are three types of body symmetry. First let us see what is body symmetry. Take the pictures of human body. It is an activity given. Next, in imaginary sense, if body of any animal is cut through the imaginary axis of body, it may or may not produce two equal halves. Depending upon this property, there are different types of animal bodies. See, there is an imaginary axis, in which if you cut between the animals, you will either get two equal halves or not get, may or may not. Okay, so based on this property, there are various types of symmetries. First, asymmetrical body. Okay, first one is asymmetrical body. Asymmetrical body. In case of such body, there is no any such imaginary axis of the body through which we can get two equal halves. There is no imaginary axis through which we can get equal halves. Example, amoeba, paramecium, some sponges. We can't get, there is no imaginary axis. There is no imaginary axis through which we can get two equal halves. Example, amoeba, sponges, paramecium, etc. Okay, now next one is radial symmetry. Radial symmetry. Now let's see what is radial symmetry about. In this type of body, if imaginary cut passes through central axis but any plane of body, it gives two equal halves, which means either way you cut, either way there are more than one imaginary axis, and either way which you cut, you will obviously get two equal halves. For example, starfish. In case of this animal, there are 5 different planes passing through central axis of the body through which we can get two equal halves. In case of starfish, there are 5 different axis points, and there are various other animals which have more than one imaginary axis point. They can vary, the imaginary axis points can vary from 2 to 3 to 4 to 5, etc. So in short, radial symmetry in this type of body, if imaginary cut passes through central axis but any plane of the body. Okay, in short, it has more than one imaginary axis. It has more than one imaginary axis through which you can we can obtain two equal halves. Two equal halves. Example, starfish. Okay, now last one is bilateral symmetry. It's a very simple one. Now let's see. In this type of body, there is the only one such imaginary axis of body through which we can get two equal halves. It is very simple. There is only one imaginary axis and through which we can get two equal halves. For example, insect, fishes, frogs, birds, humans, etc. There is no need to write this last one. Okay. Now we have learned about the body symmetry. The next topic is germal layers, diploblastic or triploblastic. Now let's see, our next topic is germ layers, diploblastic and triploblastic. Diploblastic means 2 germ layers and triploblastic means 3 germ layers. Now these germ layers are only present in multicellular organisms. In case of multicellular animals, germ layers are formed during initial period of their embryonic development, and from those germ layers only different tissues are formed in the body. Now see the importance of germ layers. Germ layers are the only thing through which the tissues of the different parts of body are formed, and later on those tissue convert into organs. Now in case of some animals, only 2 germ layers are present, endoderm and ectoderm. Okay. Now 2 germ layers are present like this. The first layer, this is the innermost circle. Now the first one is endoderm. Okay, endoderm. Now the second one is dead cell. Okay, dead layer. And the third one is ectoderm. Okay. Now this is what? Diploblastic. And same opposite, the triploblastic I have in between mesoderm. Okay. There is one extra layer in triploblastic, which is mesoderm. In case of some animals, only 2 germ layers, endoderm and ectoderm, are formed. Example, all cnidarians. All cnidarians have only 2 layers, ectoderm and endoderm. Okay. In most of all the remaining animals, 3 germ layers are formed, that is mesoderm besides endoderm and ectoderm. That's all for germ layers. Now let's see our next topic is body cavity. Cavity between the body and the internal organ is called as body cavity or coelom. Remember this point, cavity is also known as coelom. In case of multicellular animals, during initial period of their embryonic development, body cavity is formed from either mesoderm or gut. In the initial period of embryonic development, this cavity, which is also known as coelom, is formed from either mesoderm or gut. Okay. Such type of body cavity is present in animals of phylum Annelida and all phyla coming after Annelida. Such animals are also called as eucoelomate. Now see, the first type of body cavity is eucoelomate. Okay, eucoelomate, in which the cavity is formed by mesoderm or gut. Okay. Now in each part we will write the layers respectively according to the serial numbers: ectoderm, mesoderm, coelom and endoderm. Ectoderm, mesoderm, coelom, and endoderm. Okay. And the second one is animals with eucoelomates are also known as animals with true body cavity. Okay, eucoelomates are also known as animals with true body cavity. Now let's see our second part. Body cavity is absent in case of animals from phylum Porifera, Cnidaria and Platyhelminthes. Such animals are called as acoelomate. Okay. Now the second one is acoelomate. Okay. Acoelomates. Body cavity is absent. Okay. There is only ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm. Ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm. Okay. Body cavity is absent. there is the body cavity is absent. Now let's see. In case of animals from phylum Aschelminthus, they have body cavity but it is not formed by the above mentioned two ways. Hence those animals are called as pseudocoelomates. Okay. Now the third type is pseudocoelomates. Pseudocoelomates. Okay. Now pseudocoelomates are also known as false body cavity. Okay. False body cavity. Okay. Now as expected, the first two are same. Then there is pseudocoelomates, pseudocoelom and ectoderm. Okay. Now this was your body cavity. Now let's see our next topic, body segmentation. Now next topic is body segmentation. If the body of animal is divided into small similar units, then such body is called as segmented body, and each small unit is called as a segment. Example, animals like earthworm from phylum Annelida. This is very simple body segmentation. For example, the earthworm is like this, and it has different lining on its body, and if we cut it from this part, this part, this part, this part, and so on, then we will have smaller units. Okay, then we will have smaller units of its body. Okay, now these smaller units are also known as segments, and this whole process is known as body segmentation. There is nothing much to it, and there is a table in your textbook on page number 66, in which there are different types of criteria are divided, and each of the points which are mainly highlighted in criterias are shown in the boxes below the names of the criterias and as well as kingdom. Okay, so this is it for this video. I hope you have understand all the topics and concepts from this video. Thanks for watching.